I'll show a few of the important combos to know for this. So I'm going to show the weaker combo first since the cards are right here. So this is the first one. So it's basically this and either this, like one of these. It's interchangeable. So summon this, turn it into Link Haribo, you get your Maul Wisp. Its effect summons itself, uses Summon Seek, and then you can turn them into Hextia. And this is where I see a lot of people stop. And I don't really see why you would want to stop and not get this search. So you can turn these into Accesscode Talker. And then Hextia adds you whichever one of these you're missing. So like if you have this, you would get this, you know.
Right.
And then you just set the trap. You set the trap, whichever one it is. And then on your opponent's turn, you activate this. You summon your Hextia, and then Faker effect, and then Faker summon Silk from your deck. And then now, depending on the order in your opponent's cards, depends on which you probably are not getting the most value, which is like using this to bounce, this to negate, and then this to negate. You're probably only getting 2 of these effects, but this is still pretty strong. Backed up with other cards, of course. I mean, this is probably not enough against stuff like Cash, but also this is what that's the best matchup for this card for sure. This and Labyrinth, those decks probably play the most targeting cards that this can negate, that really interfere with your board. So, but I did this a couple times. It's not the strong end board for this deck, but it's a combo that you kind of need to know. Some people, when they have just Seek, like they'll just use this and make a Link Haribo, search Faker, and then that's it, because they have like a trap. But you shouldn't fear something like Nib with this deck, because by the time they can nib you, you already have all the cards that you wanted anyway. Like, if they're nibbing you, they're hitting cards with floating effects, and by the time you have 5 summons, you don't really need more than that. You just already have all like the trap, at least a trap. You'll get Faker in your hand. It's just worth it. It's fine to play into nib in this deck, because you're still going to get the value out of the combo that you wanted when you get nibbed. So the other important combos, I won't show every possible combination of them, but the important ones to know are involving the Haunted Rock with this, or the Seek Pukari play. This is the best one. Just to show that you summon Seek, link it into Hexia, both effects, add it back, get the Wisp, summon, link into Banshee, and then this adds a trap, whichever one you want. It can be this or the Protocol, wherever it is. You'll get the other one in the combo. It just depends on your hand. Like if you open one of these already, you'll get the other one.
Right.
It just depends on your hand which one you want to add, because it really does matter which one you add here. Because they have a card. If they use a card like Droll and Lockbird on you, you won't get one of these. So you have to kind of think which one you get. But Banshee's effect, you contribute, summon, Altergeist, the zone points do. So it doesn't matter for cards like that, can remove this because it summons the zone points too. But then summon Faker, and the Faker effect summons the Marionetter, and then you use Marionetter's effect here to summon back Hextia, and then you link these into Adminia pointing to Hextia. So this makes sure you have the spell trap negate, like, but when your opponent's turn starts. This is important, like, after game 1, but most of the time in game 1 you don't have to do this. You can safely summon it up here and just activate these in the draw phase. But this thing's effect and this thing's effect when activate, you get this back to your hand, and then you get the other trap. So this combo gets you multiple spell trap negates, steal, very good follow-up because you're gonna get a good amount of searches. This seals your board from stuff like imperm and stuff like that. And it's also monster negate. It's just really hard to beat. Most of the times when I do this combo, like most people just concede it. It's very hard to beat. And then the other variant of the combo is to play it like this. Just pull out like this stuff. So Marionetter and any of these cards, because of this card, is full combo. This is the weakest way to do it, but it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going to show you with this because you can pretty easily figure it out with these. But just to show this, so you have both these. Normal summon Marionetter, get this, activate it, send Pook. Marionetter, send this to summon the Pook. You link them into Hexia. Pook's effect's going to add it back to your hand, and you haven't used it as links material from your hand yet, so you can now link it into Prime Banshee. Hexia's effect's going to add the Maul Wisp, Wisp Summon, and Banshee effect should be one of the monsters, summon Faker, and then summon Seek. Now you can link these guys into a second Hexia, and then this, summon this, you get both effects, and then this combo is the worst one because it requires you to pick which one you get. You don't have to if you open it with these cards, if you open Marionetter and one of these cards. But you do have to pick between them in this combo, so it depends on it kind of depends on your hand, which one you'd rather pick, so. But most of the time, if I had to only pick one, it's probably this. Even though this card seems good, most people aren't like meaning stuff like Dark Ruler or stuff that's gonna like negate the board. And just having the extra versatility with this, to be able to like summon back, have this to get multiple spell trap negates, and then use this as my form of monster interruption instead of the negate off this. That's the way I would normally do it, but that's that combo. Again, this and these is basically the same, just a little bit better because you get both. And the last thing in the extra deck that I did want to show is the thing for this stuff. If you decide to play it, it's just Seek. Summon it, turn it into Link Revo. Use that to summon and add the Wisp special. You have to summon it under the one of them under the extra monster zone. And link them into the Rebidocus. This makes us the Cybers. You can turn it into Link Devotee, or Link Decoder rather. Summon Accesscode Talker. Then Link Decoder's effect summons itself back. And that's an access code with 2 pops. The main benefit of playing Almirage in the extra deck is that you could make Almirage as this instead of this, so that gives you a 3rd pop with access code, which is pretty good. But again, I never really made this in the tournament, so I'm not even sure if I will still play it. But yeah, that's the deck profile.
All right.
A lot of talking, but I figured it was good to
very informative, very informative.